Hello, everybody. Today I'm talking about Mars in Cancer, debilitated from 22nd of June to 8th of August. It is finally out of the grip of Rahu, and it's a bit exhausted. It's needs rejuvenation, needs to get back into its mojo, its energy. So that is important. And from 22nd of June to 8th of August. So I'm Komilla Sutton, and we are talking about Mars debilitation from 22nd of June to 8th of August. Now, Mars gets debilitated once every 2 years. And it's a cycle. The cycle of Mars is 2 years long, and it has a debilitation time. So it is been quite exhausted by its very intense conjunction with Rahu in Gemini and Mercury and opposite to Saturn. So this time it comes into Cancer extremely exhausted, and it needs rejuvenation, need to spend time to recover from that energy. But the good thing is that Mars in Cancer is no longer under the influence of Rahu, no longer, feeling conflicted. It's usually, Cancer, Mars gets debilitated. It's a friend's house. And the warrior Mars doesn't really want to fight, and he doesn't want to be aggressive. So we'll try to avoid any conflict, aggression, if possible. I think that's good news for the world because Mars is not in a mood to fight. So that is a good aspect. Now, it is quite eventful, this journey of Mars. It starts on 22nd of June, and it will have a planetary war with Mercury from 7th to 9th of July. And I put a link about the planetary war, so you can do a tutorial on it if you want to. And then it will get combust with the sun. Actually, it's not exactly combust, but it starts getting into combustion mode from quite early on. And it will be from 10th of July onwards, because Mars, when it is about 17 degrees near the sun, it starts getting combust. So it is slowly getting hidden by the light of the sun. So the exact combustion or the exact degree connection with the sun will be when Mars is in Leo. But at this stage, it is indicating from multiple sources that Mars energy is exhausted. Our own energy to be aggressive, to fight, to take action, and motivate ourselves is a bit down. So we should really spend this this time to rejuvenate ourselves and to give ourselves some time out to relax, to just take life easy, because June has been generally quite conflicted with lots of planets, and that Mars Saturn opposition, everything. And so now, as we're coming into July and August, all the signatures are that it's important to relax and take time out, not to rush into things, not to do things. And then there are the planetary war between Mercury and Mars. What is happening is that Mercury had a planetary war with Mars in direct mode on 18th, 19th of June. Then they are both come into Cancer, but they are a bit apart. And then they will go into a war when Mercury retrogrades from 7th to 9th of July, and then they will separate. And then there will be a third war when Mercury goes direct. But that is not in Cancer, so we are not going to bother about it. So Mars remains in Cancer. With that one conflict with Mercury, there is no other conjunction taking place. Sun is slowly coming and hiding the glory of Mars, but it hasn't. It is not going to complete its task while it is in Cancer. But it's telling us is that Mars is exhausted, and therefore, if you are Aries or Scorpio, you definitely feel that exhaustion. In all our charts, Mars is ruling two areas of our life. So those areas of our life are the ones that are weak and not so easy to deal with. But it's not like an aggressive energy. It's just a natural phenomena, because every 2 years Mars will go into 1.5 months of debilitation. So we are just watching that and being aware of it. Now, Mars will also cross Gandanta as it completes its transit in Cancer. It will go into Gandanta on 7th and 8th of and 9th. So late in 7th to 9th of August. And the exact degree of debilitation of Mars is 28 degrees Cancer. So that 28 degrees Cancer will be just before Gandanta. So it's right at the end, and it is going to be 5 to 7 August is Mars' exact degree of debilitation, and then 7th to 9th. As Mars moves out of Cancer on 8th, it remains Gandanta and in a unsettled energy as it crosses over Gandanta. So this is the important aspect with the debilitation. And as I said, that is the time to renew yourself, to renew your energy. Don't exhaust yourself. I've noticed that when Mars is in Cancer, it's a crab sign, so it avoids any if you want to discuss anything, they will avoid confrontation. And of course, then by avoiding it, suddenly then it becomes too much. They can come out and be aggressive. But generally, Cancer is a peaceful sign. Now, all through this transit of Cancer, Jupiter will be aspecting it. So Jupiter's aspect it's like a guru aspecting or a great advisor aspecting, helping you to, calm yourself down, not to create further aggravation for yourself, but also it is helping Mars by its aspect. Actually, it's also helping Mercury with its aspect, which I forgot to say in the Mercury talk. So if you have listened to that and listened to this as well, then just remember that Jupiter's aspect is improving the situation for Mars. And then from 17th of July, right up to the end of this transit on 8th of August, there are a number of planets in Cancer. Mercury is there, Venus is there, Sun is there. So what happens is that it's an added influence, but actually they don't come near near Mars. Only Sun is coming closer to Mars as we go towards the 8th. So Mars is getting slightly bit more burnt out, slightly more hidden. So sometimes you may think that my issues are not being addressed. So you can feel a bit hidden. But I would say that is okay. That is fine, because the way the planets have been is okay to be a bit hidden. One other factor is there that because Mars is in Cancer, its ruling planet Moon is involved in 2 eclipses. So 2nd of July and 16th, 17th of July, solar eclipse, lunar eclipse. So the underlying energy is still remains unsettled, transformational. So just be conscious of it. I would say that the best way to deal with this transit is to nurture yourself, to take care of yourself. Cancer is a very mothering sign, but it doesn't mean to indulge yourself. To take care, just think about, how you can recoup the energy, and don't overdo things, and that'll be the best aspect to deal with it. Now, as far as the nakshatras are concerned, Mars is going to be in from 22nd to 28th of June. Mars is in Punarvasu. Now, actually, that is the start of the debilitation for Mars, but it's actually also quite a good spot. Mars is Vargotama, and he's Pushkara, and the Jupiter aspect is there, and he's in Jupiter Nakshatra. So at this particular stage, Punarvasu, maybe Mars thinks, I want to be somewhere else. I want to try something else out. And definitely he's somewhere else because he's out of Rahu's influence. And I think that is good, although Rahu is still in Punarvasu Nakshatra. So therefore there is some sort of long distance influence, but not really clashing influence. And then from 28th to June to 18th of July, Mars will be in Pushya. During that time, 7th to 9th of July, there is a war between Mercury and Mars. But that is the time to just watch out for. And Mercury, Mars is sort of between intellect and action. And as Mars is not in a mood to take action at this stage, I think it's more thinking action. I need to do something. I want to do something. And Mercury is bringing that analytical skill and kind of pushing you to do things. So I would say that that war is to watch out for. But Pushya is also to flower. And it represents the deity Brihaspati. So Brihaspati is the guru. He's giving some guidance and knowledge. And one aspect of Pushya is also to make some resolution that I want to do something for the future, to focus yourself. It's not necessarily achieving your goal, but to focus yourself. And then from 18th of July to 8th of August, Mars is in Ashlesha. Now, Ashlesha is a very mystical nakshatra. Mars is not always comfortable in it because it's dealing with hidden secrets. It's a sarpa energy. It's all very mystical, spiritual. So Mars wants to take action. But it's nothing wrong with, thinking about this, thinking about logically, this, how the secret knowledge can work for you, and to allow yourself to move in this water of Ashlesha. It can be sometimes, you are rushing too much into secret knowledge, information. It can bite you as well. So be careful about that. And in Ashlesha, now Mars is getting a little bit more combust. So it's getting burnt out a bit. And it is going to be in Gandanta. At the end of Ashlesha is the Cancer, Leo, Gandanta. 2 days, very complicated time. Plus also end of Ashlesha, 5 to 7 is the exact debilitation of Mars, and 7 to 9 is the Gandanta of Mars. So overall, I would say that this transit is just something that is more about resolving our weaknesses and understanding that this is not the most energized time for us. Some of you may feel very energized, but generally it is not the most energized time for us. So if you don't feel like doing things, don't force yourself to do, and to just be aware that we are coming on out of a volatile period. And the best thing is the end of the transit, when Mars goes into Leo and he's up and ready to go. And that is a very strong aspect for him. So all this is just a waiting period, making resolutions, thinking how to heal yourself and what to do about the future rather than acting on the future. So check out my website. Thank you very much.